take a little bit of time to think as we go through this, like, what is the hardest part about marketing your restoration business online in this day, right? I mean, just take and think about too what you kind of want to, as you roll into 2022, like you might not have to have it all figured out right now, but maybe just if there's a certain piece you want to learn more about or a certain piece you want to hire a person or company to help you figure out. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind as we go through this um, webinar. And that way, again, you can kind of, because what you focus on expands, right? So if you guys are thinking about that now, you might hear a key insight or something that I discuss, and you might be able to walk away and implement that into your business. So another way of, if approaching that is kind of, why did you join today? Or what do you need help with most? And then, hopefully I can help you guys figure out what that particular issue is and kind of help you figure it out. And I mean, one thing that, we come across a lot is, depending on the size of your company, if you have a dedicated, marketing budget, let's say it's 10 grand a month, like I see with a lot of companies, they're just really unclear where to deploy those resources, right? There's, so many options. So you want to know the most effective way to deploy those funds to get the highest ROI you can, right? At the end of the day. So one, and I like to show this because, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this towards the end, but then it's about to be 2022. So, hopefully I don't have to convince you guys that internet marketing is here to stay and then it works, even in the restoration industry. I still talk to restoration companies. Sometimes they're like, no, I do referrals. But I can say, we don't have any clients or haven't yet to talk to anybody strictly doing referrals or TPAs doing over 10 million a year, right? Like, yeah, everybody that said that to me, then I'm like, and this is not bad, right? However, you want multiple lead sources to generate revenue, but every single one of those persons is usually $500,000 or less a year, right? Which is fine, right? Everybody starts there, but you can't get to the levels most of our clients want to get to by just doing referrals alone. So I like to show this graphic to kind of, again, you want to have a comprehensive approach. And this is what we're going to talk about a little bit today. There's many different lead channels that you want up and running for your business, because as we all know, especially in restoration, there will be ebbs and flows in your lead quantity month over month, right? Is a hurricane coming through, or do you have cold winters up in the Northeast where you got more burst pipes? There's a lot. There's only so many houses that flood a day in each city, right? What are your demographics? What's your population size in your city? So there's a lot of variables. So really, what I want you guys to get from looking at this graphic and to keep in mind as we go throughout this webinar is you want multiple lead channels, because if one of these lead, let's say PPC has a slower week, but if you're ranking from an SEO perspective, well, you might get 10 leads a week from SEO that week. Maybe you get 0 from PPC for whatever reason. I actually said that backwards because PPC is normally higher volume, but you get the point. That'll help up. Those 10 leads help supplement that 0 from that source. But then the next week, it could be the complete opposite in reverse. And then some weeks you might get 20 leads because both of them are hitting off. So that's the main point I guys want you to get from this screenshot, and just to keep in mind. And then throughout the year, I forgot to mention this, throughout the year, what I typically do, and I know I'm going to, I haven't picked the order of topics yet, but we kind of take a piece of this, graphic, and we do a deep dive into SEO or into PPC to kind of, give you guys some value and a little bit more in depth of the way it works, so that way you can implement it in your business, right? So, and again, kind of back to the problem is, a lot of people are unclear where to spend their budget, and it's kind of it can be a major investment, right? You're spending 50 grand a month in marketing, which, that might be a lot to some of you. That might be, dropping the bucket to some of you, depending on the size of your business, right? It's all relevant. But they just want to make sure, even whether it's $500 or $50,000 a month, you definitely want to make sure you're spending it wisely and on the most effective lead generation, job generating resources, right? And the problem is though too is like, you know, people have tried this or that and like, oh, I've tried SEO before, it doesn't work. I mean, you know, I hear that all day, every day. Again, it's just, you got to make sure you partner with the right person, and to make sure you give enough time for whatever strategy to get the job done, right? But whether it be SEO or billboards or, you know, wrapping your vans, you want to make sure you're going to get an ROI from it, in one way or another, right? So, you know, a lot of times this can just lead to underperforming. You know, I should say overspend, not underspend, but I mean, you know, you don't want to blow 10 grand in AdWords and not get any work for it, right? That's a major fail. I mean, I know we've seen it happen, unfortunately. But I mean, that does kind of present, you know, an opportunity that you're here right now, engaged. So you're not trying to go through this flying blind next year. You want to figure out how to fix it. So the first thing we're going to start with, and this is kind of a higher level thing, but I think, you know, something I'm starting to realize more and more, even when we're helping and talking with a client, sometimes dialing it back to the simple things is all you really need to do to grow and hit your goals. Because I think we just all get caught up. You know, we're going jobs, checking on our texts, we're you know, doing toolbox meetings. There's just so many things we get caught in the day to day, even company meetings, this or that. We never step back and take a second to, all right, let's actually map out what our goals are. And then here's the important part: reverse engineer how to get there is the thing. I think, I mean, it's why, you know, I don't know the statistics on this. Is why a lot of people set, you know, New Year's resolutions, and then, you know, 3 days in they quit because they don't really, well, you know, the consistency is a whole other thing, but a lot of times they'll just set a goal, but they don't really necessarily think about or reverse engineer, all right, how, what needs to be done or what targets need to be hit to hit that goal, right? So that's what we're going to work on a little bit today. So the first, and you know, so the goal is, and this is the opportunity, is you guys want to have enough leads and jobs coming in consistently to keep the trucks out on the roads, nobody's sitting around twiddling their thumbs, and the revenue coming in, right? And what does that lead to? You know, instead of a terrible ROI, you want a good ROI. And so that's kind of what, you know, again, that's the whole goal of this. I think I've covered that enough at this point. Hope you got value out of that video. If you're looking for more ideas and strategies for better ways to market your water, mold, or fire damage restoration business online, you can go to restorationmarketinggroup.com, and there we have a free checklist you can download. It's called the Ultimate Online Marketing Guide for Damage Restoration Contractors. And there you'll be able to get the latest strategies that are working now to really increase your lead flow online. You can probably even 5 to 10x the number of leads you're getting per month from internet marketing. So there should be a link below, restorationmarketinggroup.com, and there you can download the checklist for free of charge, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.